The third Saturday in October is upon us. Yes, it is time for Alabama-Tennessee, one of the great traditional rivalries, not only in the Southeastern Conference, but in all of college football. And this one, this Saturday in Neyland Stadium, promises to be tight. These two teams have traveled very similar paths. You think about Alabama, they had a big early season win over Georgia. They had to kind of hold on at the end for that one. And then all of a sudden they were shocked up at Vanderbilt, losing to the Commodores for the first time in 40 years. And then last week was supposed to be their big rebound game, and they were very fortunate to beat South Carolina. Tennessee, kind of a similar script. They went out to Norman, Oklahoma and kind of spoiled Oklahoma's debut, their first SEC game against an SEC team, and then they come back and then go back out to Arkansas after an open date, and they play their worst game of the season. And then this past weekend was supposed to be their big rebound game against Florida, and for a second straight week they were held scoreless in the first half and had to come back and escape in overtime. So two very similar teams right now that really have a lot more questions about them than answers. If for a real quick breakdown of this game, I like Tennessee's edge of being at home, but I do think the safer pick is Alabama. I think the experience of Jalen Milroe at quarterback is superior to that, obviously, of Nico Iamaleava, who's yet to really have a breakthrough game against an SEC team. And then this is also, I know it happened early in the Florida game with Keenan Peely going down, their seventh-year senior linebacker, but this is going to be the first time that Tennessee really has to go start to finish without Peely this season, and he has been their defensive leader. Who picks up the slack there? So I think that Alabama is the slightly safer pick. I think this is a game that could go either way, obviously, but I'm picking Crimson Tide 27-24. This is a game before the start of the season that I thought Tennessee might drop. Again, it's still a very winnable game, but it's also a very huge game in terms of the playoff picture because both of these teams are 5-1 overall, 2-1 in SEC play. So the loser of this one really will have to do some work down the stretch to make the playoff, while the winner will be in a much better situation. Follow Alabama-Tennessee coverage all week long at timesfreepress.com, and certainly this weekend when we're up at Neyland Stadium. I'm David Pascal for the Times Free Press.